Min Woo Lee. I'll just ask you, first up, Min, how are you feeling? I presume you just come in from Dubai where you were tied 12th, I think. So, first of all, how are you feeling? And second, how's your form? It seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm tired. It was a 2 a.m. flight, got in at 10:30, so I didn't get much sleep, but all good. I'm happy to be here. And yeah, the last couple months have been awesome. Wanted to play better this year before the good stretch, and the stretch happened. So no, I'm happy, and things are looking a lot better for the year, and hopefully I can finish it off well.
Jimmy?
It's a bit of a different vibe to start of the year when you were the biggest show in town here. How's that feel coming into this week? Do you drive you a little bit more to show up the big boys that are here?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited to be here. Obviously the crowd was amazing back then, and I think it's going to be even better this year. So it'll be nice to get drawn with the big boys, and but yeah, I'm not really worrying about too much of the crowd, but I'm just excited to play in Australia again.
And probably learn a fair bit about the golf course at the start of the year. It's grainy, it's a bit different than what you grew up playing, what you've been playing all year, really.
Yeah, especially the grainy greens. I hit it really good last year, beginning of the year, and the putting was just an issue. So since then, my putting's been actually really good throughout the season. So hopefully I can, keep it going, and hopefully I can putt good on these grainy greens because they are different.
And did you find anything particularly before this little run that got you going, or was it just things clicked a little bit more? Because it's been pretty impressive sort of golf for a good while now. Yeah,
it was probably from, I want to say, the Masters. I've been playing okay, and then hope I made a few more cuts, but there was a few events where I missed by one, which kind of hurt. But yeah, I was kind of looking for this last stretch throughout the year. But it's nice to come at a really good time, and hopefully, I can do good in these next two tournaments.
I'll go if no one wants to. Min, your performance in the majors this year was really good, and a couple in particular. Do you think you can tap into that kind of energy, an event like this with a lot of hype around it, a lot of big names back? Do you feel like you can tap into whatever you've discovered in in the majors?
Yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoyed my time at the majors. It was obviously the Masters is just golfer's dream. Even as a spectator, my parents, they loved it, and it was just one of those weeks that it was kind of surreal, and you kind of want to get back there, and hopefully I can kind of click what happened there to here, and it's nice. I mean, it kind of feels like a major crowd beginning of the year, with so many people watching. So hopefully we can do that again and emulate it.
You basically had like a 24-hour off season, if you look at it like that.
Oh yeah, not even.
Yeah,
I'm back on. Yeah, it was kind of funny because all the DP World people were my friends were all done for the year and having a few drinks, and I was like, no, I got to wait a couple of weeks to rewind and chill out. So I'm looking forward to the break, but I mean it's a new start, and hopefully the next two are good.
Does it feel like? Does the mind play tricks in it, given you were already here in January, like playing the same tournament twice?
Yeah, it's a little weird saying like last year, but it wasn't really last year. It was only like 10 months ago. So, no, I mean, obviously the schedule's it was a bit of a blur just because of COVID, but I mean, it kind of worked out well because I got to play this course, and it was nice.
Cam Smith was saying earlier it took him might take 6-7 years to get the blueprint right of how to sort of attack a season. How do you think what have you learnt from this year, and how you go about it, and what might you change?
I don't know. The schedule's tough because I won Scottish Open last year, and I thought I would be a bit more established on the DP World Tour and pick my tournaments. But then I finished off last year really really well and got top 50, and I got to play the events in America. So it was kind of like starting again as a pro and playing what you kind of get, and it was tough. It was tough to get momentum earlier in the year just because it was 1 week on, 1 week off. But if you've got your schedule, you'd play 3 or 4 and then take a break and then play another 3 or 4. So it's kind of one of those where you just have to deal with it, and it's part of being a pro. So it was a good learning curve playing in America, and yeah, it was good to go back to Europe and see familiar faces and play well.
Have you
Well, hang on,
readjusted
tick
your
up.
goals? Sorry, mate.
Just for the transcript.
Have you readjusted your goals much in the last 12 months, and what do you really want to achieve next year?
Yeah, one of those goals was President Cup, obviously a few months ago. Would have loved to play that, but you know, it was kind of I guess that was a bit of a motivator in a way. Same as, you know, Lucas and Foxy, you know, they played really well since then. So, yeah, it was just one of those where would have loved to play a team event again. I feel like I thrive off that energy. But no, I mean, there's a few goals there still to go. Few stats that I can't really think of at the top of my head. But hopefully at the end of these next 2 weeks, I can tick off what I was trying to achieve, and you know, try to get my world ranking as good as I can.
Min, -9 in the tournament in January. That was probably the highest score you could get in ways. You were always looking like you were going to go lower than that. What did you actually learn around the balance between trying to overpower holes and trying to be a bit more subtle on different holes?
Yeah, yeah, it's just all a learning curve, you know, playing a lot of tough courses. You know, sometimes you got to hit it on the fat side of the green and, you know, just try to two-putt or try to hold the putt and not get too aggressive. But I'm still learning. I mean, I'm not a perfect golfer yet, and, you know, still making kind of same mistakes last week and the week before. So it's just all a learning curve, and, you know, if we could all play good, we would all be good. But I'm learning. The good's good, and the bad's starting to get better, which is really good. And if I can, you know, match them all together, it would hopefully be a good result.
The winning score was 22 under last time we played here, which is pretty phenomenal. Do you see the field and the conditions to imagine that can be approached?
Yeah, I feel like if I putted half okay, I might have got closer to that score, but I probably putted the worst that week. So hopefully I can putt better and hit it the same, because the ball striking was probably one of the better ball striking tournaments I've had all year.
I mean, you said the good's good. Is it more a case of eliminating the bad, or the loose shots, or the dropping concentration, or those things from your game that'll make you a better player? Or, I know you have to improve everything, but is it part of it just getting rid of, you know, the early habits that creep in?
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's everything. You know, it could be a swing thing or it could be a mental thing, but sometimes if you're not feeling good, you kind of have to go back to what you are comfortable with, even though that shot might not be the right one. So yeah, I guess it's just a learning curve. I'm pretty sure all these guys, Cam, Foxy, all the top guys, you know, they've learnt as a pro early on, you know, to try get as good as they can. And yeah, I mean, everyone's good out on tour, so it's just how good your bat is.
Me and you talking about President's Cup just before. Was it tough watching that when there were a couple of guys there who were sort of, you know, I guess, you know, bat, you know, not really, well, they were, you know, finding it tough. And did, like, Trevor mention to you why he didn't make the team and why he picked those other guys instead of you?
No, I actually enjoyed watching it. I was actually really going for the international team just because, you know, half of them are my friends, and you know, you can be salty or what, but I mean, I cared, but I didn't care. I mean, I talked to Trevor a little bit, but didn't get the message that I wanted. But no, I enjoyed watching them, and obviously Tom Kim, he was a superstar there, and you know, we're all trying to be like that and trying to win fans over and play good golf at the same time. So no, I really enjoyed watching them, and I thought they were going to come back on the second last day. So that was awesome to watch.
And mate, just in those couple of weeks in Spain, how was that, especially when you were up against Johnny Rahm? Yeah.
No, it was amazing. Crowds were blasting. It was really cool. He's obviously a really good player. I was head-to-head with him for about I don't know, 63 holes, and then the last night he just went berserk. He did the same thing at Wentworth. The last round he just holed every putt, and it's hard to beat him when he's holding 50 footers for fun. And I was still playing really good golf, and sometimes you got to take risk when someone's 3 shots in front, and then that happens. So no, it was a good experience. I guess that kind of kicked off the good run in Madrid, and then Valderrama was awesome too. I mean, something about Spain where I really like, and I don't know if it's the crowd or the course, probably both, but I really enjoyed it.
Last one, Tony.
One last one from me, Mim. What's the next 36, 48 hours look like for you to get ready for Thursday? How much sleep? How much food?
Everything. I mean, I've taken practice quite lightly throughout the year, and that's kind of like what I had to find out. Sometimes overdoing the practice kind of made my golf a little worse. So I just try to find a good balance between how much practice and what to practice. And that's pretty much key for the next 2 days. Definitely sleep. I got 1 hour of sleep last night, so I probably need a bit more this next 2 days. And obviously food's important, but there's a lot of good food around here, so I'm excited.